Hi, good morning and welcome to today's morning report on Thursday the 11th of September with me, Richard Perry, market analyst at Handtech Markets. These European markets have started a little bit mixed actually. There was a reasonably positive open actually. Certainly FTSE was 20 points up at the beginning, but it's just slid back down to flat. And that positive open came after Wall Street was had a slight rebound into the close. Slight gains back on Apple, which certainly Apple is a fairly large component of the S&P 500, 3% higher on the day, so that helped the rebound. But nothing major in terms of news flow, and the Asian markets were fairly mixed to slightly positive. Again, amidst fairly mixed bit of news flow, the Chinese inflation data came in slightly weaker than expected, actually, which was then balanced out by positive Australian unemployment data that was announced. So fairly mixed to slightly positive views on those Asian markets, but these European markets are reasonably mixed in the early session. In terms of the currencies, we're certainly looking at the dollar index, which has just slightly flattened off in the last day or so, not making too much more upside, but certainly a little bit of consolidation seen in the dollar index. Certainly, the chief reason of that, I think, was that rebound that we saw in cable yesterday. That rebounding cable came on the back of the latest poll, or a recent poll from the Daily Record, which is a Scottish newspaper, that suggested that perhaps that the no vote was beginning to regain some ground on the independence parties. So it's still going to be a big volatile move, I think, all the way up until Thursday next week, Thursday the 18th, which is that independence vote. But it certainly looks like cable is going to be continuing to remain a bit volatile on that news. So what we're looking out for today, there's not a great deal in terms of economic announcements. We've got the jobless claims from the States, as ever, on a Thursday, 300,000, so pretty much flat on last week, so no major shakes expected there. And that's pretty much the only real data that we've got to look forward to today. That takes me on to my chart of the day, which is the FTSE 100. The FTSE 100 has had that pullback off that high that just peaked out just above 6,900. 6,905 was that high, but it just looks like there could be a bit of a top pattern formation going on here, and I'll show you on the intraday chart, which shows it in much better detail. And there could be, and I say emphasis on the could, a head and shoulders top pattern developing there under this support, which comes in around that key low at 6,773.74. We had a fairly positive open, as I said earlier, today, but it's just completely been retraced back towards zero. And look at this 55-hour moving average, supportive on the way up, and is now turned into resistance. That's flattened off and turned into a basis of resistance. Also, with seemingly now forming resistance as well around about that 6,850 mark. So something to certainly keep an eye on. I think that 6,850 could well become a bit of a near-term watershed. Certainly today's early move to the upside couldn't sustain it, and it corrected straight back into that supportive band that we've been in for the last couple of days. But I think certainly if you start to see pressure on the 6,800 big figure, then I think that would suggest that the pressure is growing to the downside. These momentum indicators are basically neutral. The sort of MACD lines are probably the one indicator here that is the concern, having been so in such positive configuration all the way through the uptrend. We've now dipped below neutral and sort of now beginning to find resistance underneath the zero line, so that's something of interest. But the other two indicators are fairly the RSI and the stochastics are fairly neutral. So a bit of a consolidation in the FTSE at the moment, and it could, as I said, turn into a head and shoulders top pattern. But we'll see how this one develops. Okay, so I wish you good luck in your trading on FTSE today, and I will speak to you later. Thank you.